everybody see my screen?
Yes, yes.
But on this webinar, I'm just basically hire a independent contractor the correct way, and how to hire an employee the correct way. Okay, because there's been a lot of speculations, there's been a lot of talk about it. So I'm just going to bring clarification on how to do these things. Okay, so the first thing that I want you guys to know, that you need to be an established business. Okay, so are either one of you already have your EIN number, your LLC, business license, business bank account?
I have a EIN. I have a name, LLC. I
Okay.
don't have a bank account yet, which that's easy for me to do. All I have to do is go up there, but I haven't gotten that yet.
Okay. All right. So the only thing you don't have is the bank account. You got a business
Yes.
license, you got your EIN, and you have your
Mm-hmm.
LLC.
Yep.
Correct. Good. So the only thing you're missing is business bank account and accounting software. Okay. Because
Okay.
once you hire your independent contractor or your employee, you're going to need to be able to pay them, and you're going to need to keep track of these things. So that's why you're going to need the accounting software. I would say either go with Wave or QuickBooks. Either one of them are good. Wave
Okay.
is free.
You said Wave is free?
Yeah, it's actually free.
Oh,
And
okay. I don't know.
and then you got QuickBooks. QuickBooks is cheap as well. I think it's like $35 a month or something like that. It's not bad.
Okay.
It does. Okay. But either
Okay.
or, you got to get one. All right.
Okay.
I'm going to make that abundantly clear first, because I know people try to hire people like that guy just tried to hire you.
Yeah.
And I don't know what he was doing. But anyway, the next thing I want you guys to know is the difference between, first of all, you got to figure out what you want, right? Whether you want to hire an independent contractor or an employee, like which one do you want to go with? You guys might ask me, what's the best thing to do? Like, which one is the best, right?
Right.
I would say that it really depends on the type of clients that you have. Some certain clients might cause for you to have an independent contractor come in. Like, let's say you're doing apartment complexes and you need someone to do the rugs, the carpet.
Okay.
So you can contract the carpets out to a contractor.
Okay.
And let's say that you have a school, right? And the school, you won this big school contract, and they need the school to be cleaned for from 3 to 6 o'clock. So that means that you need a body in there from 3 to 6 o'clock, right?
Right.
So that may cause for you to have an employee, because it's a school. You were going to want them to be uniformed. You know, these are the things that you got to think about. You know, like, okay, well, maybe I need an employee in that situation. Then you got to make sure that it's actually that you bid it high enough for an employee, because employees are actually more expensive than contractors. Okay. All right. Let's see. All right. Now, what classifies a person as an employee? Now, the cleaning business is notorious for misclassification. Cleaning companies are always misclassifying an employee, a contractor for an employee, or an employee for a contractor, or whatever. But I need you guys to know the difference. Now, what classifies you as an employee? If the person is wearing your shirts, if you want them to wear your shirts, if you want to dictate the time that they work, the time frame they come to work, if you want to dictate how long they work, they're most likely going to fall in that category of an employee. Okay. Employees, you have to pay employee tax. There's no way around it. Employees, you have to pay workers' comp insurance. There's no way around it. Employees, you will buy your employees supplies. Okay. You will control what your employees say. For instance, chicken fillet. Okay, everybody knows the famous speech of chicken fillet. How they say "my pleasure" at the end of every time they give you your meal. Well, they're employees, and Chick-fil-A told them to say that. So you could do that with employees. You can also train
Okay.
your employees. You cannot train a contract. Okay,
Right.
make that clear. Now, what classifies you as a contractor? You cannot train a contractor. Just like I said, contractors have their own insurance. Okay, so they're not going to be using your insurance. They have their own. They also pay their own taxes. They also have their own supplies. They can accept and decline jobs. Okay, they are mostly paid by the job. Okay, they tell you when they are available to work. Okay, contractors do not get paid leave, work leave, and contractors do not get unemployment. Okay, so that will kind of give you a idea of the two, and that way you'll be able to choose correctly in which one you want to go with. Okay, all right. Any questions so far, ladies?
No.
I don't want to go too fast and lose anyone. All right.
Okay.
Make sure you have enough money in the bank to hire at least 2 people, because one will quit. Yes, one is going to actually quit on you. So you always want to make sure that you're ahead of the game. Make sure you have enough money in the bank to hire 2 people, and you need to have that payroll for 2 months. Okay, because you got to stay ahead of this whole thing. So put that in your notes. Make sure you at least hire 2 people. Even if you don't have enough work for them, you need to hire more people than you actually need. Okay. Be clear on your job description. Be very, very, very clear. Oftentimes, business owners, they tend to piss the employees off because the employees will go out there and not know what they're supposed to be doing. You know, they're like, well, how was I supposed to know? They weren't clear enough in what the job description was when I go out here. You know what I mean? So just be clear on your job description. You can actually go on Indeed and you can look at job descriptions on Indeed to get ideas of how to write out a job description for your company, in which way you want to go. Okay, just go on Indeed and look at your competitors' job descriptions. It'll give you a great idea of how to write one, but you need to make sure that it is clear and it's speaking to a contractor or an employee, whoever you're trying to attract. Okay, you have to make sure that you study your market prices as well. Okay, so one way that you can do it is you can go on Indeed as well, and you can look at what the other cleaning companies in your city are paying cleaners. Okay, this is what I did. I just went on Indeed and I just looked to see what is everybody paying people. $15 to $20 is around that rate for Savannah, Georgia, around $15 to $20 for a good cleaning job. So I know that my prices need to be within that range so that I can compete with the big boys. Okay. Now, the lower cleaning companies are paying anywhere between $13 to $15 an hour. I don't want to compete with them. I want to compete with the big boys. So you need to study your market and know what they're paying cleaners in your city. Okay, that need to be some homework for you. All right. All right. The next thing is what you need to hire a contractor. The only thing you need to officially hire a contractor is a W-9 form. You need a contractor's agreement. Okay, this is the agreement between you and the contractor, saying that this is what they're going to be doing. This is how long they're going to be doing it. This is how much money I'm going to give you to do it. It's an agreement between both of you guys. Okay, the next thing you need is a copy of their insurance. Make them sign a confidentiality agreement and do a background check. It is optional to do a drug test. That's optional. Okay, but I do recommend you do a background check because I have ran into some thieves in my day. Okay.
Question.
All right.
where are you getting the background checks done?
Okay, I'll drop the link right after this. Okay, I'll give you the link to it. All right, so next we got keep a copy of records for at least 6 years. Okay, because the IRS, they may audit you and you may have to go back a few years. Okay, so I would say at least 6 or maybe even 7 years, as long as you can. Learn how to keep good records on everybody that you hire. You need to make sure that you're collecting their IDs, Social Security, all this stuff needs to be in the file cabinet, and the file cabinet needs to have a lock on it as well. Okay, because if IRS ever pays you a visit, this the important information, all that IDs and stuff like that, that stuff needs to be locked up in a safe, like in a cabinet, all right, with a lock to it. Okay, and you need to just make sure you're keeping good records for at least 6 or 7 years. All right. Now, document your sales accomplishments. Now, what I mean by that is, as you grow as a business owner, you're going to fail. Things are going to happen, right? Like, let's say a couple of things that happened for me was my workers would go out to units, and the units, they wouldn't be ready, right? So I never had in my agreement what would happen if the unit's not ready. Like, I didn't know that was going to happen until it happened, you know? So what I started to do was document all of these little bad things that started to happen in the company and figure out a solution for it. And by me doing that, it actually helped me create the handbook for my company. Okay, create the procedures and stuff for my company. So anything that happens bad, whether a client calls or whether the contractor or employee is complaining about something and it's repetitive, make documents of that. Come up with a way that you're going to, a solution for it, and document it so that it doesn't happen again.